Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to our webinar. I see a lot of familiar names in the attendee list from our partners, clients, upcoming partners as well that we're planning some research projects with, from Kenya to Sierra Leone to Nigeria to Senegal, and everything in between, also some bits of Southern Africa. We have 98 attendees and it keeps on coming. So I'm really excited to see some familiar names. So my role in this webinar is largely to just draw the picture of what we've done with BabyChecker in the past couple of years and kind of set the scene, as a nice segue from Florent's presentation on what Delft imaging is, what our sort of ethos is towards developing high-tech solutions for the lowest resource settings and making sure that they are scalable, that they're implemented with local partners, and to continue innovating to really tackle these diseases and complications that have still a very high burden in LMICs. So when we started building BabyChecker about 6 years ago, it was really a no-brainer for a social enterprise like Delft Imaging to really dive into this. Our company always makes sure that we're building medical imaging technologies to reach the hardest to reach communities. We've pioneered in computer-aided detection and artificial intelligence for medical imaging. And we always have an emphasis on the importance of local partnerships. We also have a strong emphasis on measuring our impact. We have an impact report every year. So all of these sort of 4 points is really what builds the foundation to what our social enterprise is and does. So it's not just things that we plan, but things that we really put into action to everything we do. And towards then Delft Imaging expanding itself into the maternal newborn health sector with BabyChecker, we started building BabyChecker with a few points of knowledge, points that many of you in the attendees list already know a lot about, right? It's the fact that a woman dies every 2 minutes from pregnancy and childbirth, and that 95% of those deaths are actually happening in LMICs, and they are largely preventable. What we also know is that ultrasound is critical in pregnancy screening. There's a reason why WHO recommends ultrasounds when you're pregnant. There's a reason why many women, especially in the Western world, will get multiple ultrasound scans throughout their pregnancy. But we know that only 2/3 of women actually don't have access to any ultrasound scanning during their pregnancy. And I know a lot of you who work in the sector will know this by working in community health centers where women are, having a lot of babies and they're maybe on their 5th or their even 10th pregnancy and they've never had an ultrasound scan. So this is something that really statistics and, being on site and having that sort of knowledge really coincides together. What we also know, towards building what BabyChecker is that it's really important to invest in primary healthcare, especially in LMICs where we need more early detection, we need more timely referrals, and we need to reduce the inequities in health access. So that's how we built BabyChecker, is with the foundation of what Florent and I just mentioned about how Delft operates and the sort of mindset that we have towards addressing high burden diseases and complications through medical imaging and through artificial intelligence. And so what we set out to do with BabyChecker is really to empower frontline healthcare workers who are a pillar of making health access equitable, especially in LMICs. And so the creation of BabyChecker, even though, as you all know, has artificial intelligence as its heart, as the true heart of the solution, actually is surrounded by many other critical components that make it what it is today. For example, we have a mobile app. So of course, what BabyChecker is artificial intelligence that analyzes obstetric scans to identify risky pregnancies. How it's seen is it's a phone that a probe can connect to, right? So it's really important that not just the AI works on the phone, but that the app that basically surrounds the AI, if you will, is easy to understand and can be easily understood by a healthcare worker like Monica or Kadiatu in the picture you see, who have never used a smartphone before, can find it easy to use BabyChecker. Another very critical component of BabyChecker beyond the AI has been the training video. So as many of you know, we built a solution that is easily scalable because there is no on-site training required. And I know for many of us that work in the fields of health programs, health interventions, even digital health interventions, there's always quite a hefty and usually very expensive training bit in the budgeting, right? And so we really try to reduce that to a minimum. So what we have now is a 3-minute training video, which one of our speakers will talk about as well, since she focused her research on assessing the usability of BabyChecker as a result of that training video. And it's been really important in the past years to make sure that that video is the only training that a frontline healthcare worker needs to use BabyChecker. Another bit that seems quite more minimal than the app or the training or the AI is the bag. So some of you I see in the participants list have a BabyChecker or a few BabyCheckers, and you know how it comes. It comes in a beautiful orange or purple case. And it's been really important to make sure that that's part of the product as well, because a lot of our midwives and nurses using BabyChecker are actually going on outreaches, and they're going into women's homes, into the community with BabyChecker. And it's been really important that they enjoy carrying it, right? So beyond building a validated and growing artificial intelligence, which you will hear more about by my colleague Julio, who's leading that, it's been important to build a solution that is easy to use and that our end users actually enjoy. And that's something that often is not spoken about at large. We focus a lot on AI, and that term has been everywhere, especially in the past year. So my main point here was really to kind of zoom out of AI for a little bit, even though AI is part of our webinar title, to really, cast some light on the importance of other aspects that surround the AI, that make it more human, that make it more palatable, usable, and also reflective, in a sense that we as a company in building BabyChecker into what it is today have always been very receptive to what users have to say and what their opinions have been on the product since it was a prototype. And of course, how you get that sort of feedback is based on years of relationship building and trust building in the communities. So Julio and I actually just got back from Sierra Leone yesterday, where we have our longest running research project. And so that research project, especially amongst many others, has been really key in building this product because of those years of relationship building with the end users, with midwives, traditional birth attendants, CHWs, etc., to really know more about whether they enjoy using BabyChecker, whether they can use BabyChecker, so optimizing the training and the app to make sure that they can use it, and also whether it empowers them and helps them do their job, which is already so important and so packed with so many things. So many of these health workers are out on training, once a
Make
month
sure
here and there.
Enya gets online. Enya, can you hear us?
Yes. Can you
Perfect.
hear me?
Yeah, I can. Okay, I can hear you now. Thanks.
Perfect. So where I left off, I hope, was about our receptive product development method, which has really been used on or been built on the cycles of hearing user feedback, like all the people you see in the picture right now, which is of course just a snippet. It's from Zambia to Tanzania to Kenya to Sierra Leone. All the pictures you see right now have really, these users have really formed what BabyChecker is today. And of course, our technological innovations would never reach the intended beneficiaries if it wasn't for our partners. So from our research partners like KIT, the Royal Tropical Institute in the Netherlands, to Radboud UMC here in the Netherlands as well, Lionheart Medical Center, the District Health Office in Tonkolili, Sierra Leone, amongst many others, and our suppliers, of course, Fairphone, Telemed, and all the other organizations, and of course, our partners and the early adopters and clients of BabyChecker that have made this possible and have continued to help us improve BabyChecker from the point that it is today. So I will close my presentation here, and I just want to say, thank you very much for attending this webinar, and thank you for our speakers, which you will hear about very soon. I've met all of them in the past couple of years, and they all have played significant and different roles towards BabyChecker, from being a sort of early adopter and putting the BabyChecker into mobile clinics, to researching usability and implementing BabyChecker in public health facilities in Kenya, which you will hear a lot more about in a second. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Enya. Like she pointed out, it's extremely important to remember the human side of this as well. AI by itself is nothing if you don't count in the people who make it work. On that note, before I move into the next speaker, I just want to kindly remind all our viewers today that if you have any questions about any of the upcoming presentations, please make sure that you put your questions in the Q&A section so that our experts can answer it at the end of the webinar.